Yeah, what up, y'all? I'm about to do a review of Batman Knightfall Volume 1. Yeah, have they had omnibuses out of this? Yeah, could I have got the Omni? Yeah, but I just saved a lot of money and bought all 3 volumes in paperback instead. And we about to review Volume 1. Dude, man, to be honest, dude, at the time, I guess when I was younger and I first read this, I didn't appreciate it. I liked the Kelly Jones covers for sure. I like the edginess of it. Azrael, the whole thing kind of reminded me of like DC was trying to go in an image direction and act buck wild and super hard and super edgy. And is there a little bit of filler in it that drags on? Yeah. But is it badass and savage? Yeah. So let's get this cracked open and check it out.
NERDCORE, the sickest YouTube channel around. Subscribe, brah.
All right, this book's super dope, man. I think this art is iconic, and most of this was wrote by Doug Mullins, Chuck Dixon, and Alan Grant. And although there was like Jim Ballant and a bunch of other people that did the main art in the book, the fucking Kelly Jones covers, dude, are what really stuck out about this whole run of books for me. I remember when I was a kid, also the Glenn Fabry covers are dope, but I remember when I was a kid looking at these books in the store and that big hulking art like this and the Batman with the long ears on his cowl and all that, those are just always stuck out to me the best. And I always thought like that was the dopest dude to ever draw Batman. Not necessarily his Rogues Gallery, coolest looking Bane, but I wasn't like, he's not my favorite Joker artist, but Jim Ballant's definitely the best Catwoman artist. And, you know, you can't go wrong with Jim Ballant or Kelly Jones or Glenn Fabry on these covers. But, like I said, most of those covers are what stuck out to me iconically as a child. Anyway, the beginning of this is pretty cool, man. I feel like not even now, currently, fools ain't even doing this good of a job building a villain up or a character and getting you invested in his story. You're in here in Bane's like growing up as a child in prison, and he's just straight learning hatred, learning the ways of the prisons. This fat, weird dude, I think, was going to like do some chomo stuff to him, but he ended up getting saved, so that's tight. And just the fact that Bane was created into a villain from childbirth through fear and hatred and stuff. And he kept having that this weird dream in here about bats and shit. So like when he found out Batman was Batman, he was like, yo, I gotta break the bat and run Gotham. So that was cool how that tied into his origin. But look at him, dude, looking like Cape Fear up in this bitch. Yeah, he's ready to get out and do the damn thing, man. He's ready to get, look, he's grabbing fish with his damn mouth, okay? Out the water, all right? You know what I'm saying, bro? And then he's over here killing the bat in his dream, which he ends up trying to break Batman's ass down later. You finna see that. And anyway, overall, great character development. You see him making connections with other inmates that he's gonna later use as henchmen. And everybody's scared of his ass because he's a super swole boy and he uses glass to stab fools and shit. And you can see why nobody's trying to mess with him. And he's a hard dude right now, but then they do some kind of experimental shit on him, which we all know is the juice, the venom is what they call it. But really it's like super steroids that work instantly and make him pumped up. And even though Bane was like a bad boy and he was a tough dude at first, I still feel like Batman would have whooped his ass the first time if he didn't have the super juice, if he didn't have the roids. But I digress. We fit into get to that later. Anyway, the story goes on. He gets tough. He breaks out. He heads up to Gotham. He has his little homies, his little henchmen that he built up. And he's basically like, yo, we're about to take over all of Gotham. And we got to have a plan to break the bat. The plan is, this fool's kind of a mastermind, dude, because he breaks everybody out of Arkham Asylum. That way, every night, Batman has to fight a bunch of people, and he gets so worn down, and Batman's already been fucked up for a minute, dog. He's getting tired. He keeps going. He's hurt. He's getting worn down. That's a dope cover right there. But he keeps going, man, because he's Batman. He don't want Robin to get fucked up. He don't want to see another Robin die. He don't want to see, you know, other bad shit to happen to people around him. So he's like, I gotta handle everything. I gotta handle everything. But the thing is, man, when Bane's masterminding you, dog, and he's breaking you, and he's breaking all the bad dudes out of Arkham. And this is dope right here. Joker's got a damn shotgun tied to this fool's head, and he's over here playing wacky games about to make this dude shoot himself. This is pretty savage, man. I think this is when they quit giving a fuck about the comics code, and this is when comics started to get super dope, you know? Late 80s, early 90s, and I like that a lot. That's good stuff. And I forgot how good the writing was in this shit. Even though there is some stuff, even though the stuff with the villains breaking out of Arkham and Batman having to fight a new one every single issue does in a way get kind of old, because some of them are like some of those lame dudes like ventriloquists and shit. But there's some Joker stuff in here, some Scarecrow stuff in here. There's some cool stuff in here. So it ain't that bad. But basically through this whole thing, through like a gang of these issues, he's fighting Zaz, Joker, Two-Face, Scarecrow, everybody. And he's just fighting all of his worst villains that Bane broke out of Arkham to wear his ass down. So when he's tired as hell and he least expects it, Bane's going to strike, get juiced up, and break his ass. Not going to skip too far ahead. That's a badass Sam Keith. I love his covers. But this is a pretty notable issue. You know, Killer Croc's pretty badass, right? Well, Killer Croc's even out here getting his ass beat by Bane in this issue. So that just shows you, like, Bane's power, and especially Bane's power when he's juiced up. But he, like, broke Killer Croc's arm or some shit before. So Killer Croc's trying to come back and whoop that ass, but it doesn't work. I think he crunches his shit up again. So sorry, Bubba. Even though he's like the same size as Bane, that tells you why Bane has an unfair advantage with these PEDs that he's using. Another dope Kelly Jones cover. Another thing I wanted to show, though, on this journey to him getting worn down, having to fight everybody, you can even see the way they start drawing him. He's looking fatigued and worried and shit. Like, Bruce Wayne needs to stop and get some rest before he goes back out as Batman, because some bad shit's going to go down. Alfred shook, Robin shook. Everybody's like, big dog, you got to chill. And he's like, no, man, fuck y'all. I'll whoop everybody's ass. Whatever. I thought that was a dope cover. That was another one that I saw in the stores as a kid. Like, whoa, that shit's hard. Batman's trying to save this mayor dude or whatever that Scarecrow and Joker manipulated, and they get caught in the sewers and shit. This is another issue where Batman's like getting hella fatigued. Like I said, they just really do a good job of showing how fucked up your boy was getting and how tired he was getting. And Bane and his stooges are up here watching, and they're like, hey, bro, it's time to take him out. And Bane's like, nah, man, he ain't ready yet. He ain't ready for me to break his ass yet. Not quite. And he's like, y'all better chill. This fool's mine. Don't try to beat him ahead of me, because I'm going to be the one that breaks him. Then, as you can see by this beautiful Kelly Jones cover, we're getting close. He somehow gets up in Bruce Wayne's house, bruh. What the hell? Look how tired and shook he is. Look at his face. And he's like, Bane. So you could tell, you could believe by this part, when these fools finally get in a fight, his ass is about to get broken. So I guess he's like, yo, let me put my cowl on real quick before we get in a fight. Because you know I can't fight you just in the suit with no fucking mask on. And I guess. But another thing to note is this whole time, while they're fighting, Batman's thinking about, oh, damn, I fought all these fools. I'm getting worn down. What's going to happen? Bane's talking mad shit. Like, I thought you would be stronger than this. You're a disappointment. Batman's having all these fucking flashbacks about how, damn, this fool outsmarted me, wore me down, fucked me up. And, you know, this is one of them times where your boy Batman ain't going to win. And why? Because Bane breaks his ass. Cracked. So, yeah, dude. And he don't even kill him, man. He just breaks his ass and leaves him there because he wants him to feel like a punk. And then he throws him off the building so everybody up in the city can see, like, yo, I whooped Batman's ass, and now I'm taking over the city. And you know, if people think Batman is out the game, shit's about to get crunk. So the whole city's going wild. They're criming it up. They're looting it up. Oh, this is that part I was talking about where Scarecrow and Joker turn on each other. And Scarecrow tries to gas him out, but he's like, not bad, Crow. What other flavors you got? Because, you know, Joker already is crazy, bro. He don't give a fuck. He's going to whoop your ass with a chair and then say, fuck you, Scarecrow, I'm out. And then Batman's over here laying down broke. Robin's ass is about to cry. Alfred's shook. You got Azrael up in here. And Azrael, they've been kind of training as like another Robin type of dude. But on the low, I guess Batman's been training him to take the mantle if he ever needs it. Because he does choose. That was his old suit, which was kind of corny. When they were training him to like be a member of the team. But now Batman's like, hey dog, we need a Batman in the streets. We need there's a dope Two-Face story in here. We need a Batman in the streets. Tell Azrael to get the costume on. Act like he's Batman until I'm better, if I'm ever better. And like, this is like a little flashback fucking thing that don't have nothing to do with this. But I guess they had to break shit up before they got to the main story again. But I mean, it was a cool story. Two-Face. Oh yeah, dope Kelly Jones cover. It was a cool story, man, you know. Just like there's another Scarecrow story in here with John Paul fighting Scarecrow, which is not necessarily like part of this main book, but it was still a cool story too. But you see Bane's really got a grip on Gotham now. He's running shit. He's taking over everything. And this is when Batman's like, yo, somebody has to take on the mantle. They come up with a cover story of why Bruce Wayne's fucked up. He wrecked his car. But then this doctor lady comes, Chandra, and she knows that ain't how that shit happened. But she's like, her and Batman got a thing going for each other. So she's like, oh, yeah, I like the mystery. Anyway, you see Catwoman. She thinks she's about to have to work for Bane, but she doesn't. She works with him, not for him. But, you know, she's also still rocking with Bruce later on, too. But as you see by this dope Kelly Jones cover, he doesn't exactly beat the shit out of this dude with a board with hammers in it. But the first night, Robin and John Paul or whatever, Azrael, go out, and he's dressed as Batman. This boy's already getting lethal because he thinks Batman's no-killing, do the right thing, soft-ass ways ain't going to work. And you can tell by his face he's crazy, and he's already getting egotistical with the mantle on. And he's, like, whooping the shit out of people and being, like, very brutal and shit. So I actually think it's dope because it's a telltale sign that when Bane comes up and tries to mess with this fool, it's not going to be the same as when Batman was worn down and shit. And this also goes with that whole 90s Spawn vigilante type of hardened style comic. And here's that mini series I was talking about, The God of Fear. It's a cool story, man. But to me, I feel like it doesn't really have anything to do with the main story. But it is dope, you know, a Scarecrow story. Definitely some sick artwork in it. Very 90s. This is the kind of shit I was drawn to in my youth when I first got into comics, and just that whole 90s, early 90s fucking shit, dude. Like, it was dope, man. Everything was crazy and extreme then, and I liked it. After that, we kind of get back to the main plot line. Robin's out here really worried because Jean-Paul is like buck wild. Alfred's going to dip. I think Bruce Wayne goes and hangs out with Chandra or whatever her name is. Bane's like, what? There's another Batman? Nah, that ain't him. So, I guess Jean-Paul goes into these weird trances and shit. And he goes into one right here and draws up and makes these like special gauntlets to add to the bat suit to help him like fight Bane. They got like claws and they shoot out like razor batarangs and shit. So you can already see like this fool's more volatile than regular Batman. He's over there shooting those into Bane's cronies, killing his bird. Like, Robin's like, oh dude, you're too buck. I can't handle this shit. And meanwhile, John Paul's starting to push everybody to the side. Robin, everybody else, he don't want to be around anybody. He's trying to strike vengeance. And you know what? To be honest, dude, I don't care if this fool's out here going crazy, because Batman just got his ass whooped, and they need somebody out here acting crazy, going wild, being a vigilante, out here trying to kill people and just act crunk, because that's the only way we're going to beat Bane. And he meets up with Bane at first. Bane realizes this ain't really Batman because he's doing things different. And it's a pretty dope fight. You know, he kind of gets the best of Bane, but you know, Bane got that juice, baby. So he barely gets away. He escapes. He doesn't quite get him, but you know, they get close. And then I guess John Paul's like, yo, I got fucked up by Bane, but I want to whip his ass, so it's time to get back to the lab, baby. Time to get back to the lab. So he gets back in here. Robin's like, hey, dude, you're too crazy. I know you don't want me around. Homie goes into another trance. He's really going into a trance, man. He's out here doing all kind of shit, like building his suit, mentally seeing the Da Vinci Code or some shit. I don't know. I think I just made that up. Robin comes over here to talk to Nightwing. He's like, hey, dog, John Paul's trying to be Batman right now. He's crazy. Bruce wanted someone to take on the mantle. I think Nightwing's kind of pissed because he's like, why not me? Robin's like, hey, man, he said you were doing your own thing. You're your own man. We put John Paul in this weird-ass costume that he didn't like. Now he thinks he's Batman, but he's going crazy. Bane is visibly shook after that first fight. He's bleeding out. He needs his juice. He needs his PEDs because he's a cheating asshole. So he goes, he rees up, and then he's calling out Batman. Let's fight again. But Azrael has his new suit, man, and he's crazy, and he's in these psycho trances, so he don't give a fuck. And they meet again. And you already know what's going to happen, dude. It's a brutal, long-ass battle. But John Paul breaks his ass, man. He gets the best of him. But he doesn't kill him, surprisingly. And all the cops and Robin and everybody think, oh, he's doing good. He's doing right. He's acting like Batman should. He does have a conscience. He's not a new psycho crazy Batman. But really, John Paul, I think, was just doing that to prove a point. And I believe in the next volume. I think I'm going to take a break before I read the next volume and either read this Trigon or Omnibus or this Wolverine Omnibus that I got and then review that. And then I'll get into volume 2 of this. But I believe in volume 2, your boy's going to go a lot crazier because, damn, he broke Bane. Now he thinks he's like the real top dog and the real badass of Gotham. There's some dope covers in the end. And I'm sure all this shit's in the omnibus, but this was cool. So, final thoughts, man. Very enjoyable. This era of comics, man, was hit or miss. You know, I was really attracted to the art as a kid because it was dope. But as I got older, some of the writing didn't hold up. But this shit definitely does, man. And I'm looking forward to reading volume 2. But I'm going to take a little break. I'm a little Batmaned out. I'm probably going to read this Wolverine Omnibus or this Trigon Omnibus. But y'all let me know what you think about this in the comments below. And, man, I'm back on Instagram too, man. So y'all find me on Instagram. But I appreciate y'all watching. Peace.